Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to season 4 of the U R Immeasurable podcast. I'm Tanisha High, your host, your divine business alchemist, energy healer, your sacred mirror and confidence agitator, and sometimes I'm even gonna be your warrior mystic for this journey back to the most unapologetic version of yourself. For this season, we're coming with a whole new frequency. We're going to be going deeper into richer truths, soul-rooted conversations, and fearless reclamations. We're definitely going to stay anchored in divine alignment, but this time we're also going to be pulling power from our shadows. We're going to be healing through our intuition. We're going to be tapping into ancestral wisdom and being sure to honor our sacred rage. Now, a little bit of truth. The journey back to yourself isn't always pretty, but it absolutely is powerful. So during this season, we're going to navigate the dark feminine. We're going to reclaim the parts of yourself that you've been taught to fear, and we're going to realign your life and your business from the inside out. So I want you to expect some raw solo transmissions, some sacred storytelling, and also some unfiltered guest conversations from those who are doing the work and also living boldly in their truth. Now, realignment isn't just medicine for you, it's also for me. So for this season, our episodes are going to now drop on Wednesday. And the reason behind that is so that you have that midweek reminder that you are still magic. You're still worthy. And as always, you are immeasurable. So whether you're sipping tea, coffee, or maybe even a glass of wine under the moonlight, raise it high and let's toast to healing, to expansion, and to becoming the fiercest, most authentic version of you. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Hey, lovelies. Welcome back to the You Are Immeasurable podcast. As always, I'm your host, Tanisha High. Now, today, what we're going to talk about might be a little tender. It might be a little gritty, but I want you to understand that it is definitely infused with truth and transformation. I want to talk to you today about abundance in the shadows. And I already know you heard those words, and it might sound like it doesn't go together or they don't go together, right? And that's because we're taught to always associate abundance with good things, with good feelings, with love and light, with joy and overflow. On the opposite side of that, we're taught to look at our shadow selves or things in the shadow as being associated with guilt, shame, pain, wounds, and scarcity or lack, right? But what I want to do today is offer you a different lens to look at abundance through. In this different lens, I want you to focus on seeing it as the places that we've been told to hide are truly often where our deepest treasures are buried. So I'm going to start here. Most of us, and when I say us, yes, in my particular case, I'm talking about Black women or brown women, women of color. Sadly, all of us as women have internalized a lot. We've internalized that if we're struggling, we gotta be doing something wrong. We often think that abundance is only for those of us that are already healed or fixed, that we have to be happy, smiling, excited, and high vibe all the time in order for us to be able to be receptive, for us to receive, for us to be what most people associate with being blessed, and also to be seen as worthy. But what if I told you that that is not the case? What if you're not blocked, but just your treasure is buried? And then also, it's not a punishment. However, to our subconscious, it's protection. And I want you to know that the part of you that hoards or avoids or overgives, overshares, overworks, overcommits, honestly, she's not doing that to sabotage you. What she's doing is working overtime to preserve what she sees as sacred. You guys know that I'm big on working and embodying and experiencing dragon energy. And that leads me to let you know that think of everything that you know about dragons, right? Dragons don't guard trash. Dragons guard treasure. They guard gold, power, and most importantly, ancient wisdom. And also, again, thinking of what you know, have heard, read or seen of dragons. They're not out lazily relaxing in the sun like our pets. Where are they usually found? They're usually found in caves, in hidden places, sometimes underground or high up in the mountains where nobody can reach them. They hide in the smoke. They hide in the shadow. And that's part of the truth that I want you to see in this episode, that the parts of your story that you've been afraid to face, those are the parts of you that often hide, store, and in some cases protect. That is where your abundance is waiting for you. And you might be saying, okay, but what does all of this mean, Talisha? What does that mean? So I'm going to put it to you like this. What if those feelings of grief that you have, what if they hold the key to unlocking your deepest compassion? What if that fear you have, what if that is a signal to take that step into your next biggest, boldest move? What if those wounds you have surrounding scarcity, what if those are pointing you and helping you to understand ancestral beliefs, generational curses, that pain that is passed down from generation to generation, terrible things in your bloodline that you're being prompted to break, to dissolve? Think about it. What if I told you that abundance isn't about what's in your bank account? What if abundance is an identity? Yeah, sit with that for a second. So let's think about it. Think about people that maybe you've seen, celebrities and things of that nature. Really think about it. You can have money and still be operating in scarcity. All of these influencers and all of that on social media with hundreds and thousands and millions of followers. Have you heard the stories of those that still feel like they're invisible? Are you, or do you know someone who has a business and they're booked, they're busy, they just don't have time for themselves, right? But they still deal with feelings of unworthiness, right? Think about it. Abundance is not about how much you have. Abundance is about how much you are available to yourself, for yourself, for the things that you love, for the people that you love, for the work that you love. Abundance is about how much of your truth, energy, joy, and creativity is actually flowing or is able to flow. All of those things are stopped, are hindered, are blocked when you've been hiding parts of yourself from yourself. When you do that, that flow, it gets choked. So yes, I'm talking about abundance, prosperity, that light, that joy, that fierce self-expression that is being hidden, those gifts, those abilities. That part of you that sees, that hears, that is tapped in. A lot of that power is hidden in your shadow. And shadow work is not just about emotional healing. It's about energetically unblocking yourself. It's all about reclaiming the power that you've left, that you've stored, that you've blocked off in your shadow in places where no one goes, not even you. And many times these are the byproduct of being told that you're too much, or you're not enough, you're not able, or you're not worthy. And I want you to know that this is not something that only you have experienced. I've experienced this myself, and that is how I know. Hello, my loves. Look, if you've been spinning your wheels and feeling stuck or dragging old energy into every decision, sweetheart, it's time for a reset. My one-on-one Dragonfire Reiki and VIP sessions are here to help you, to assist you and support you as you cut cords, clear fog, and ignite your fire. You don't need to figure it all out. You need a sacred interruption, an energy shift. And that's what these sessions are designed to do. Please don't wait for a breakdown. DM me Reiki or hit the show notes to book your breakthrough. I'll be waiting. Now back to today's episode. I know because I'm acquainted with it. I've been there. And it's not something that once you know that you never experience again. These things still do pop up. They do. Even when you're doing everything right. And that's in life and in business. You can be showing up. You can be posting. You can be selling and creating and still feel like you're running in mud. I've been there. I even had a moment not too long ago where Spirit whispered to me and was like, Miss Ma'am, you're still hiding. And I really had to get quiet and listen and really be honest with myself and realize that, yeah, on the surface, I was good. I was living my truth, right? But when I really looked deep, when I really went into those shadow places within me, I had to admit, I had to accept that there was still some shame that was hidden in the corners. There was still a scared little girl, a scared teenager, and even a scared woman that was really afraid of being seen. I still had those feelings that I needed to prove myself to other people. And spending that time with those shadow versions of myself, I learned, I got to the point where I could stop judging myself, judging those versions of me. I could listen to what she had to say. And when I did that, heart wide open, that's when I realized that she was dropping knowledge on me. She was showing me the way, the path. She was turning on the light for me. She was handing me the keys I needed to see myself clearly. And once I could see myself clearly, I could see other things clearly too. I could look at my relationships clearly. I could look at my business clearly. I could look at my finances clearly. And once I was able to do that, clarity opened up the abundance and the prosperity that I had been wanting, that I had been dreaming of, that I had been manifesting. I know it's never easy. I will never tell you that this is an easy thing. Sugar, you're going to feel those feelings. You're going to feel that pain. If you're like me, you're going to cry. But this week, I want you to see this as an invitation to look into your own shadow, an invitation to ask yourself some questions and to open your heart, to open your ears, to open yourself to the truth that you've even been hiding from you. I really do. I want you to ask yourself, what am I still carrying? What stories are holding me back? What lies have I accepted as truth about what I have to be or do in order to be abundant? Really search yourself and ask yourself, where am I hiding my real power? Because somebody or even myself feels like it's too much. Listen to your shadow. She'll tell you. She will. She'll help you to see where you've judged yourself and where, because of that judgment, that self judgment, you're actually hiding from your strength. Because if you've not listened to anything else I've said, if nothing else is registering for you, I want you to understand that sometimes the things that we've buried, and that could be your sensitivity, that could be your voice, your boldness, your real true personality, your rage, those could actually be gifts that you mislabeled or misunderstood or have been mishandling. And by going deep and opening up to them, you don't know what you can reclaim. You might reclaim your heart. You might reclaim your smile. You might reclaim your joy. You can absolutely reclaim your magnetism. And what if this is how you reclaim the access that both you and generations before you have been cut off from your birthright? And you can reclaim the access to it right now, for yourself, for your loved ones, and for generations to come. In the shadow is where you will absolutely find your immeasurable abundance. So as I said at the beginning of this, I know it can be heavy. I know it can be scary and sometimes painful. But I appreciate you in advance for being willing to go beyond the surface, for digging deep and finding the treasure, finding the gold, finding your power. And right now, I want to toast to us for uncovering our treasure, for burning away all of those false narratives, and for having the courage to allow our shadows to speak. I love this for us. And remember, you're not alone. I see you. I honor you. And I, with everything in me, am rooting for the immeasurable you. Until next time, cheers to your transformation. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the You R Immeasurable podcast. My prayer is that something in today's conversation sparked a remembering or a shift and maybe a softening in your soul. If you love this episode, please share it with someone who also needs this medicine, and make sure you're following the show so that you never miss a new activation. Also, come connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok. My handle on all social media platforms is @AgitatorHigh. Also, I want you to know that my DMs are always open if you want to go deeper, if you have questions, or you just want to share what listening to the podcast has unfolded for you. Beyond anything, I want you to remember that your power, your path, and your purpose are already within you. You are not broken. You're blossoming. You are becoming, and you are immeasurable. So until next time, be well, stay bold, and always stay true to the divine within you.